Hi, my name is Jen and we are here at the Phoenix Salon in Los Angeles, California. Been doing hair for about 14 years, and today with our model, we're just gonna take a piece of her hair and put a nice little auburn chunk in there and kind of funk it up and make it cool. So this is Redken. It's Shades EQ, and what it is a color gloss. It's a semi-permanent color. This is the developer that goes with the color, and you mix these two together. This is a permanent hair color. It's Auburn, level 4. The first number is the level of lightness or darkness, and then the other numbers are the shade of the color. This 20 volume developer, you mix these two together as well, equal parts. Okay, so here we have a tint bottle, and we're gonna take the color and measure it out. So I'm gonna pour in about ½ an ounce of color here, and then we're gonna take the developer and add that in, so we end up with an ounce of color. After we do that, I'm just going to pour it into the tint bowl and use a tint brush just to mix the color together. Take a comb here and just section off a piece of her hair. Basically, all you do is just stick the foil underneath the hair. And so here we are, just painting this on the really blonde part of her hair, because like I said, we're just putting some pigment back into her hair so her hair does not turn green. So just kind of slap it on there. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then all you got to do really is kind of fold this foil. It doesn't have to be perfect at all. You could even just squish it together and let it sit on for about 10 minutes. Okay, so we're moving to the next step, which is we're going to open up this foil, this package, where we've been letting this color gloss sit, and you can kind of see her hair now looks a little more orangey than it did about 10 minutes ago. You just want to try to get off a majority of the color, kind of get the hair dry. So when you put the next color on, it'll go onto the hair. So there we have it. So now we're going to mix the next color, which is the Schwarzkopf that we showed you before. Comes in a tube here, so it's a cream color, and we don't need very much since we're doing just a piece of her hair. So we're going to mix about ½ an ounce. Got it in there. So we just pour it in, measure out ½ an ounce. And then pour it into the bowl here. Mix the color together. You can use a tint brush like I'm using. Something else that also works is a whisk. It actually really does help a lot to mix the color and incorporate it. So once the color is incorporated and mixed real good, it has this sort of texture and consistency here. And that's what you're looking for. And then we're going to move on to the next step, which is putting it onto her hair. Okay, so we have our foil, which is going to keep this hair separated from the rest of her hair. So just continue to paint the hair and just make sure you fully saturate it, because if you don't get enough color on there, you're going to end up with spots that are not colored. So really apply a lot of color. Don't be afraid to use the color. Really make sure you get it all over the hair. So that looks good from here. So from this point, all I'm going to do is take the foil and fold it in half, and then in half again. And then I'm just going to tuck each side over just to seal it in. Okay, so she sat 20 minutes and we're done processing. So we're going to rinse out the foil here. So all we're going to do is open this up and take it out. Well, actually, before we even take it out, I'm going to have her lay back. So when we take it out, we can just go ahead and rinse it right off. Okay, so now we're just going to dry her hair, and as soon as we dry this piece, you'll be able to see the result of what we've done here. Okay, so we have now finished. We dried her hair, and you can see here the finished result of the color, which is Auburn, exactly what we were going for. It's an even color from the roots to the ends. So the placement of the foil really gives the option of either wearing it and showing it, or kind of you can cover it up when she's working and then her boss won't get mad at her. So it's kind of fun. You can play with it and do many different things with this fun little piece of hair color.